Namaste to you. We continue with our discussion about the avoidable sufferings in oncology, and we are being constantly advised by Dr. C.P. Matthew, sir, the most experienced oncologist in India. He is speaking out of his 60 years of experience in oncology, 60. So there are a lot of areas which may be sounding very critical or a bit sarcastic for you, but that's not the intention. It's very important that not only the allopathic doctors but also the Ayush doctors take a very clear stand on how they can improve the life of the oncology patients, the quality of their life, and as far as possible minimize unnecessary financial burdens. I would prefer to use the word financial burden because it becomes quite a lot of liability in many situations, and we need a kind of a common consensus in as much agreeable parameters to make sure that the patients are not going from pillar to post, as is the case that is being narrated now. A lady who has hoarseness of voice, obviously it means larynx is affected. That's the oncology situation. And then how she first went somewhere, came to sir, and sir had advised some specific therapy. She went to certain medical college and then to a different government institution, and then going pillar to post, reaching no definite conclusion. And that's quite a tragedy, that when the patient is not even sure whether she would get a clear protocol of therapy because nobody is taking up her case. And then I think as a last resort, she decided to come again to Dr. Matthew, sir. So I will lead the narration to.
I think she was investigated first in Jipma, Pondicherry, and they found that she has growth in the right vocal cord, which was producing her hoarseness of voice. But biopsy was not conclusive. So she came to Kerala again, went to Trivandrum, visited many departments. Many people examined her. Many people repeated her biopsy, but her condition was going down. Her voice was becoming more and more. She was having difficulty in breathing, and finally she got almost a blockage of the glottic space was so small that he was having severe dyspnea. Oh, this condition, I was wondering, I referred her to a famous ENT surgeon. He wanted a repeat biopsy, and he examined her earlier biopsy, and no conclusion was left. And finally, she had great difficulty in breathing, and finally, she landed with me yesterday. And unfortunately, I could not give her any relief. So I thought I will try as a last measure a chemotherapy to the mass, and I gave her it was very risky because I was expecting laryngeal edema and even sudden death was possible. But so somehow we got over that with steroids and all that, and she had the first dose of chemotherapy yesterday. I am sure if she is going to respond to this, she will be totally free of the growth. And finally, if there is any residual growth left, she can have radiation to the mass, and that will save her life.
The situation is very simple. These are very tricky situations, and if the community of doctors take a bit of more enthusiasm into handling such complicated situations, it will do plenty of good. So yesterday, we all were keeping ourselves in a good prayer mode when this was happening, because there was always a chance, as sir mentioned, of a sudden death is also always a possibility. So vitamin C infusions went in, along with that the steroids went in, and then went in the mitomycin, and it went very well to the extent that she had relief in the breathlessness immediately in the next half an hour of getting these infusions inside her body. So it was a good indication to see, and of course we will be keeping you posted in the next video clips what happened to her later on, because it's very important to realize what's the impact. But anyway, for her, there is no other option left out, and we hope that God favors us. I think the message is simple. When the intention is good, the outcome is nearly always good.